Didn't see you there. Are you trying to be based, but on a budget? Are you looking at maybe preparing for the inevitable collapse of society, but you're too poor to afford any Gucci gear? Maybe you have the money to afford the top quality, high dollar shit, but your bitch of a wife controls the bank accounts and won't let you, buy anything of any quality. Well, don't worry, stay tuned because I got the video for you. In this video, I'm going to go over 3 chest rigs that you can find for under $80 that are either just as good or almost just as good that you can still use and train with. Now, I've used all these chest rigs in the past extensively. And by extensively, I mean LARPing out in the flat range, out in the woods.
Yeah, they had us the first half, I'm not gonna lie.
But all jokes aside, I have shot with, done drills with, rucked with, hiked with, camped with, shot with, all of these rigs that I'm going to be showing you guys today. What qualifies me to, talk about these different items like an expert? Well, I did some time in the Army. But I wasn't a combat MOS. And I also never deployed, so. But that makes me an expert on the internet, so without further ado, we'll get into the video. But before that, can you please like, subscribe, do the YouTube shit, comment down below, tell me I'm a dumbass. Fucking share it with your buddies and shit. All that stuff. But let's get into it. So, the first rig we're going to talk about today is the One Tigris Vulture. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's a Chinese piece of shit, Amazon wish list type fucking deal. I'm here to make the case that this is actually a pretty okay kit for what it is. Now, this isn't my favorite rig that I own. It's more like a side bitch, kind of. Currently, I have it being used as like my quick response Minuteman type kit. However, I'm probably going to rotate it out for something a little bit better. And it's not because it's a bad rig. Like, personally, I need more space, right? This is more of a micro rig, and I just need more stuff. Now, getting into it, the fact that it is a micro rig but can also hold 4 AR or AK mags is pretty good because most of them can only hold 3. It also retains them very well. The bungee retention is pretty good. You also have 4 pistol mag pouches, which is a little overkill as far as pistol mags in my opinion, but you can also stuff like a flashlight or a multi-tool inside of there instead. It also has this main front pouch, which I know it looks kind of cool, but it's a little too small for anything really. Usually I have this stuffed with medical. However, since I'm currently going to rotate it out, I took the medical out and put it into something different. But you could toss compass, fold up a map, throw it in there, a couple of pins, something like that. Snuff, lickies and chewies, cigarettes, whatever. But overall, this rig is pretty damn comfortable. As you can see, it has like an X strap on the back, which I prefer H harnesses. I don't have any on any of these budget rigs that I'm going to show you, but I prefer H harnesses. They just sit better on your shoulders, and I think they help pull the weight of, a loaded up rig better across your body. It is pretty comfortable. You can wear it higher up, like on your actual chest. And it can fit perfectly with a ruck, whether it be like a normal backpack or like an Alice pack or something like that. Fits great, and you can still put your waist strap on. one of the biggest comfort issues that I have with it is the fact that it uses these right here to tighten it down, which just happens to be in your armpit. Now, I wish that it had more adjustability right here, but no, all the adjustability in the shoulder harness goes straight into your armpit. And the problem with that is if you're wearing like a t-shirt or something, this is retained, like rolled up with Velcro, and it'll catch and it'll rub on your, like any kind of cotton that you're wearing, and just rub into it and make it look like shit. Also, if your t-shirt is thin enough, you can feel that right up in your armpits. And it's not that comfortable, but it is doable, it is manageable, but like I said, not the most comfortable option. Now, I do have some specs written down here for the One Tigris Vulture. And this is all according to the fucking description on Amazon, but 500D Cordura nylon from USA. UTX buckles, YKK zippers. Overall, this panel, like the panel itself, as far as size goes, 6.5 inches high, 12 inches wide, and also, like, unloaded, this thing weighs 1.14 pounds. Not bad. If I knew I was going to be trying to go fast and move a lot, like CQB, but for whatever reason I can't wear a plate carrier, I would go with this. And if you guys want to find this on Amazon, it's not called the One Tigris Vulture on Amazon. The One Tigris Tactical Chest Rig with 5.56/7.62 rifle and pistol mag pouch and X-strap. I'll also link it in the description below. So that does it for this rig. So on to the next one, and I'm going to try to do a little videography type of transition. We'll see just how cringy it is here in a second. Alright, we'll see how cringy that is whenever I, go back and edit this. So, this is a Black Hawk AK-47 rig. This is like a modern rendition of a Chi-Com rig, and it's also one of my favorites. But you can tell it's like takes inspiration from a Chi-Com rig. Best way I can describe this is like, picture this, right? It's New Year's Eve. The Chi-Com rig is out on the town. He's trying to get some action, but it's getting close to closing time, and he has not secured the bag. He starts looking around. He's desperate. He's also drunk, so he's not really giving a shit about his standard. And he looks over in the corner and he sees this pile of coyote nylon just sitting there. So the Chi-Com rig goes up there, with his Chi-Com swagger. They get into it. The deed gets done. And then the next morning, he leaves her. Doesn't ever call back the pile of coyote nylon ever again. And then 18 years later, he hears a knock on the door, and this guy's standing there. It's like same, but different.
We are same, but different.
The biggest difference between a Chi-Com rig and this is on the sides. These are pistol mag pouches, whereas on a Chi-Com rig, they're going to be grenade pouches. And then also, again, it's construction and the fact that it uses modern material. Now, again, this rig is one of my favorites that I own. And the reason for that is just how much shit you can put in this thing, right? So it's not much bigger, like as far as how it fits on your body, than the One Tigris, but you hold up to 8 magazines in here. All right, so it's made for AK mags, but because of that, you can still fit your 5.56 mags in there pretty good. And you can hold up to 8. However, over here, this is just full of medical. Then you have your 2 pistol mag pouches on the side. This one I keep a little multi-tool in there. And then I also have some specifications written down for this one as well. This one's also made out of 500D ripstop nylon. It says on the website type 4 nylon. I'm not sure what that fucking means. And also, the panel itself measures 9 inches high and 19 3/4 inches wide. And unloaded it weighs 1.2 pounds. So pretty comparable as far as size and weight to the one Tigris. However, you get more bang for your buck, especially since this one's a little cheaper. Well, fuck. I didn't mention this, but the damn one Tigris is going to cost you about $60 on Amazon. Whereas this, you can find it a bunch of different places online. They're getting harder to find, but you can find them for between 40 and 50 bucks. I paid 44 bucks for this one, but I've seen them as low as like $38. As far as comfort goes, you have good mobility. It is comfortable. It rigs up with an X harness on the back. Again, I prefer H harnesses. A downside to this is you can't replace it where all this shit is sewn in on it. But nonetheless, it's thin enough to be comfortable. It's pretty comfortable whenever you're wearing it with a ruck or a backpack. Also, you can cinch it up high on your chest so we can still run stuff on your belt. Same thing with that one Tigris. You can bring that up high on your chest too. But I like this because of the color as well. Now, I've only ever been able to find it in black and coyote. But coyote brown does blend in with it blends in pretty good with probably, I'd say, 80% of the U.S. Maybe in like the Pacific Northwest or like Maine or something like that, like up in like New England where they got a lot of pines. It wouldn't, but as far as the rest of the country, coyote brown, pretty decent color. Now, out of the 3 rigs I'm going to show you today, this is the one that is my favorite. This is my main squeeze. This is the one I would go to war with. This is the one that I would be patrolling through the fucking mountains with or whatever, doing goon shit with the boys with. So yeah, that is basically it for this one. So we're going to try our transition again. Probably going to look like shit. But on with the next rig. Yeah, I really hope those transitions don't look like shit. So anyway, this is the Army-issued TAP, also known as the Tactical Assault Panel. Now, the TAP I used a lot back in the Army. Before that, we had the Flick, the Fighting Low Carrier, which was literally a vest. Didn't like that. It was a freaking sweat trap, but I'll get into that later. This is much better, however, it still has its drawbacks. The biggest one being the amount of adjustability it has. This thing sucks at adjusting to smaller framed individuals. A lot of the females, like, who were like super short, super tiny, like looked like they were wearing like a fucking like skirt or like an apron with this fucking thing. For me, I'm pretty short, but like as you can tell, I can get it to hug my love handles, but this is all the way cranked down, right? So if you're any smaller frame than I am, good luck. I wouldn't recommend it. This is going to be my least favorite option, but I still will recommend it for bigger individuals and also for different roles. The drawback, another drawback is you can't bring it up high on your chest, so it is going to interfere with any belt kit you might be wearing. Actually, I'll just go demonstrate that. Alright, so I'm not sure how well you guys can see this down here, but threw on one of my gun belts. And as you can tell, this, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't even call this a chest rig. This is more of a belly rig, right? It touches down here on all this shit. If I had, actually, like, putting a mag in right there. You see, it's either going to tuck behind or it's going to come over it. not going to be a good day whenever you try to draw that. But the reason why I put this on this list is because it is a fairly priced option. With it, right? By the way, this is roughly going to be at the top end of that $80 spectrum. I've seen them for as high as $90 to like $100, but I've also seen them on eBay for like $50 used, right? So you get, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. You get 6 mags up front plus 2 built-in comms pouches, which you could also throw mags into as well. But so you have 6 mags that you can have on your body. It's also fairly flat, so going into prone isn't going to be as much of an issue. However, again, it's Army issue, right?
American soldier and American.
But again, like this rig, kind of uncomfortable, pretty bulky. But if you're a larger framed individual, you have the options that come with it, and also there's a lot of MOLLE all over it, so you can add whatever the hell you want to make this more of an overt kind of rig for like long range patrolling, or you can just keep it slick and just have mags, and it works fine. God damn. I'm playing dress up. Alright, so that's that. Before I bring it into the video though, I do have 2 quick honorable mentions. The first one is going to be the Army issued flick. Now, I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, and I also just shit talk the flick, but it's not terrible. And it also offers you a lot of space to put a lot of shit. You could also find them fairly cheap, but don't get it in that god-awful fucking UCP pattern.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that? What is that, Private Pile?
That shit was disgusting. Everybody talks about it, and the Army should never have fucking done that. They should, if anything, just stuck to fucking M81 Woodland, right? That would have worked better in other environments apart from that fucking gravel-looking bullshit. Next honorable mention is going to be anything from Condor. Honestly, people talk a lot of shit about Condor, but I have yet to see one break. Now, I've owned a couple of rigs and I've sold them over the years and stuff like that, and I've been satisfied with them. They just don't look as cool, right? But, I mean, looking cool is like one of the biggest rules as far as like being tactical and prepared and all that. But their stuff is cheap, and it's also fairly, like, it is pretty good quality. It's strong, it's tough, but again, it is gonna look like you're trying to play airsoft, which, I mean, fuck, you probably are if you're watching this video. And props to you, airsoft looks fun as shit, but like the Condor, they make alright stuff, like, you know, it'll last you, but it looks like shit, and a lot of times it's not that comfortable. But, like, honestly, it's not a bad option for the money. Alrighty, that brings us to the end of the video. So, if you made it this far, thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, comment down below. Tell me if you guys have ever used any of these rigs. Tell me what you guys think of the rigs that I've showed you. Ask questions, I try to answer. But, yeah. This is They're in the Trees, signing off.